Hello,
Hello,
hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean,
and I am Penguin.
and we're here on Antigua Shipyard. And, yeah.
Well, we are going to be seeing alive our purple Terran. Whenever there's a purple player, because of the alliteration, I just automatically want to say purple Protoss. Especially since we just cast Copperhertz, who did play purple Protoss. But the purple Terran is going to be alive, newly of Fnatic, and his opponent is going to be cZaseohyeon, the teamless, apparently non-pro gamer, also from Korea, playing as the blue Terran, and this is MLG Antigua Shipyard, which means that there are no golds. Thank God for that. And it also means that cross-spawn is enforced, so they do know where one another are. This might as well be a two-player spawn map for them.
Indeed, that is the case. This should be MLG Antigua, which means it should be enforced cross-spawn. Yeah, I'm hoping to see something, not quite as cheesy as the first game. Maybe a little bit more macro than the second game. I don't know. Hopefully cZaseohyeon can really pull it together and just show us something.
He is going Refinery first again. Refinery on 12 once again, very, very early. And I wonder if he's going to go for the same sort of thing. Of course, Refinery on 12 doesn't necessarily mean he's going for that same push that he did in the last game. That was very unorthodox in my opinion. I don't think I've seen that very often. Seeing them get incredibly fast, seeing them go for the 1-1-1, going for an incredibly fast tech lab on the starport, and then going for the Raven. That's a little weird. But yeah, as you said, I would like to see a macro game. We haven't seen a macro game out of these guys yet, but cheese is always fun.
Cheese is always fun, and yeah, considering my current needs, I wouldn't mind seeing it too much.
Definitely, Sean. Sean the Starved. And that is going to be a tech lab on that. He's going to be getting a tech lab on the... Alive, rather, is going to be getting a tech lab on that barracks. So we may be seeing a Reaper opening from him. Or he might just not go Reapers. cZaseohyeon's barracks is going to be finishing up a little later. And he is going to be going for that same factory right after barracks play as he did in the last game. The Alive Scout is going to be able to get in there totally unperturbed. The Marine is still a long way from finishing. He'll be able to see exactly what's going on, and he'll be able to realize, oh, well, this is basically the same thing as last time. A Reaper is on the way out for Alive, and yeah, I mean, whoa, Alive is on 2 gas.
Yeah, Alive getting that second gas really, really fast. I think we may be seeing some... Honestly, I have no idea what we're going to be seeing. Could go Mass Reaper. He's getting the factory. Could go Mass Reaper.
He is putting the factory in a pretty interesting position there. I mean, if he really wanted to, he could lower that to the low ground and make Hellions and cut the distance in about... cut the rush distance, but I don't think we'll be seeing that. We might. The Reaper is going to be moving in here. It's coming very, very close. There is a Marine that's going to be guarding that high ground, but if he goes up there, he should be able to kill that very, very easily. Marine goes down, and the Reaper is now in the main, and another Marine has spawned. The Reaper is going to be able to get a couple of kills. First kill there, that is a first worker kill for him, although the Reaper's down to 2.
The Hellion killing the Scout SCV, trying to slowly work its way down on the factory in cZaseohyeon's main. It's pretty funny.
Oh wait, what?
There's an SCV in cZaseohyeon's main tickling his factory, and the Hellion came out and burned it.
Well,
but yeah,
that was another scout denied. There was a scout denied on a live side as well, just killed by that Reaper. And I believe the other Reaper, yes, it is still alive with 2 health. Only 2 kills on that. Didn't quite justify. Whoa, Nitro Packs on the way for Alive. Looks like he's going to continue using Reapers, continuing to make a 4th one is in production. And Nitro Packs is an upgrade we don't see gotten all that often. And
yeah,
I think that does show us that he's going to at least continue using the Reapers for at least the rest of the early game. And I'd love to see what he does with this. There is a biking on the way up. So, I mean, this is really interesting from Alive. Alive does have this Hellion. His Hellion won the Hellion War, surviving with 6 HP. There is a Banshee moving out for cZaseohyeon, though he has opted for the Banshee rather than going for that Raven that he did in the last game, and I have to say that is a little more normal. Whoa! 3 Reapers trying to jump into the main and getting absolutely demolished by cZaseohyeon there. That is a lot of gas gone for Alive. And there is this Banshee is in the main. Will get 1 kill, 2 kills, but it will be killed off by that Viking. And that Banshee, while those Reapers didn't really justify their own cost, the Banshee didn't justify its own cost either. So really a lot of cost inefficient aggressiveness from both players thus far. And this Tech Lab is going to be finishing up on the factory just now, which means tanks will be produced.
Yes, they will. And quite honestly, you just can't have TVT without tanks because tanks are just too damn powerful. That's pretty much like, it's just a rule. And let's see where siege mode. Nope, no siege mode for either player quite yet. I'm not sure exactly how those timings will line up, but I don't know. Neither player really seems to be that far ahead. Just a little bit of poking and prodding.
Ooh,
This
wow.
Viking not going to chase too far.
Pretty great control by Alive. Is going to be able to pick off 2 of those Hellions without really losing anything. One Reaper did take a pretty good amount of damage, but it is still alive with 8 health. And as you were following the Vikings, I was following the other little engagement there. What exactly happened to the Vikings?
Oh no, there's a Viking in the main, and the Marines chased it, and the Viking had low health, and cZaseohyeon's Viking had slightly less low health, and that was nothing much. I love Vikings. I love my Vikings in TVT. Like, I always follow the Vikings, because I've always found that in tank engagements, you can have like 2 or 3 tanks less than your opponent, and if you have a Viking superiority, you're still going to win.
That is very true, Sean. There is apparently video lag, so I'm going to do my best to fix that by closing a bunch of random windows, which will obscure the StarCraft for about 2 seconds. Hopefully that is fine. That has been closed, and I've closed a bunch of other windows, so hopefully that fixes things. So far, we're not really seeing an expansion from anyone. Alive is just gearing up to take one right now with this SCV in position. He has the minerals for it, just not quite putting it down just yet. Yeah. SCV is still sitting there. No expansion. There we go. Expansion goes down. Actually, this expansion was already finished by Zaseohyeon, this orbital command. I did not notice that. He is going to be floating that over, and he'll be expanding. He'll be getting that expansion up before Alive will, and that'll put him in a pretty good economic position. And Zaseohyeon is down by 4 workers, but he is he will be able to catch that up reasonably well with the double worker production.
Yes, he will. At the same time, though, +1 is finishing a lot faster for Alive's opponent than it will be for him, simply because he has not started it yet and is almost finished for Zaseohyeon, which can be capitalized on quite soon. I don't know. It looks like he might be making a push out right now.
There is a
he could either push out or expand.
There is a medevac, however, coming into the main. It's just sort of chilling there off. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it goes. And the Vikings are now out of position. They won't be able to deal with the medevac. There is a missile turret that might be able to kill it, and yeah, it might be in range. But it looks to me like the medevac is going to be able to swoop in and actually miss the missile turret completely. And he's going to be dropping basically right behind the mineral line. Going to be able to take out a couple of SCVs, and now he's going to be moving in. There's actually a couple of Reapers in that drop as well. So that will do huge damage. That tank trying to siege up will get 1 shot off before it dies. And now the SCVs are engaging, and that is going to kill a lot of SCVs. However, there is a push coming towards the other direction.
Zaseohyeon is under a lot of pressure. He has to do so much damage with this attack, and he just does not have...
There are tanks sieged up, though, for Alive.
Well, the Vikings actually killed each other simultaneously.
I just saw that now. That's actually pretty funny. Tanks sieging up on the low ground for Zaseohyeon. He's lucky that he has this medevac. He will be able to see the high ground still. But there's still units alive in the main of Zaseohyeon.
Oh, beautiful play. Lifting up the Marines. He's going to drop those next to the tanks and basically going to save him the game. He did not do any economic damage, though, and that's horrible because there's still a Marine here in the main doing so much damage. And, yeah, supply depot taken out, and honestly, Zaseohyeon is in an atrocious position.
23 worker kills for Alive, Sean.
Oh my goodness. Atrocious positioning for Zaseohyeon. And now, yeah, that's the story. Like, you've got a single mule being dropped in the main. He's like, need more mules?
Definitely, Sean. Look at the supply, though. 70 to 40. And Alive, that's not just Army supply. Alive has a 41 to 17 worker advantage. That is incredibly one-sided. Army supply is also slightly in favor of Alive, who I keep wanting to call No Name simply because that is the name that he is using. But and here we go. The push out from Alive is going to be moving up towards Zaseohyeon's base, and Zaseohyeon doesn't have enough to deal with this.
Yeah, but those tanks are sieged up, which is going to make it slightly harder for Alive to kill him with this push. And the Viking is out. There are no Vikings on the field for Alive, at least not as far as the push itself goes. So he's going to have to pull back a little bit, wait for that medevac to get up. But the medevac itself is going to be rather weak, so he needs to get a Viking out if he wants to actually win with this push, which he is doing. But, a drop in the main, actually, going on, and cZaseohyeon trying to do some damage, just not able to do it. And these two Marines actually going to get left behind.
Yeah, the tank is going to be taking a couple of shots off. You're right. He is able to get out with. Is he? No, he does get the medevac out with 6 Marines. So that wasn't actually all that bad at all. He did kill 3 workers. 3 workers for 2 Marines is a pretty welcome trade in my opinion. Any day.
But at the same time, cZaseohyeon is behind. He needs to be doing much more damage than that.
He is definitely very far behind.
I would say that, honestly, and here it comes to the player who has the most Vikings, simply because, like, cZaseohyeon has plenty of time to siege up here and here at the natural in the main, and have the positional advantage, which means that Alive will have to have the Viking advantage if he wants to be able to push his opponent. So right now it's in a bit of a stalemate, but Alive just continuing at home to macro and boost his lead.
Oh no, it looks like cZaseohyeon may actually be running these Marines into this big force of Alive in the middle of the map. And he doesn't
manages to get away.
Anything. He does manage to get away. Will lose 1 Marine, but that is not the end of the world at all for him. And
at least not until the late game, as I've been arguing in the chat. Remember, the late game is where you pay for all the meals that you got in the mid game.
Oh well.
So yeah.
Actually, I don't like this from cZaseohyeon. I think he wants to take a third, but he's putting these tanks up in such a vulnerable position out here rather than in the main. And where's he going?
No! If Alive pushes right now, he's gonna win the game.
Yeah, where's cZaseohyeon going?
I think he's going for a backdoor flank. Yeah, I think he's trying actually to kill his opponent. And oh no, Alive is pulling back. I feel like it's a mistake. He's just going to kill his opponent right now.
Yeah, Alive is going to be pulling back just now. You are a little bit ahead. You're Sean the Psychic as a result. But yeah, he is going to be busting down these back rocks at the third. Alive doesn't have a third, so it's not going to be the end of the world for him.
But that is going to help with the slightly later game, which hopefully this will actually get to that.
Well, Alive does have almost double the supply of cZaseohyeon. Let's just take a look at the workers. Actually, cZaseohyeon is caught up a little bit in the workers. He's now only 25 behind.
Yeah, but Alive has 3 medevacs and 2 Vikings, while compared to cZaseohyeon's only 1
cZaseohyeon's actually been able to push in here. If he sieges up on the high ground, he could actually get a really good engagement here. He will be able to take a few shells with those tanks, and Alive is... Oh, wait, no, there he goes. He gets obliterated. And there's the GG from cZaseohyeon, and Alive will be representing Fnatic in the finals.
Indeed he will.